Hello everyone, welcome to Urbanscape Bangalore, and in this episode we will be talking about the Kalanchoe, or otherwise called the Kalanchoe. So this is a native of Africa as well as the Madagascar region. It is also found in some parts of Asia. This is a shrub which is both perennial as well as annual. So it is a little difficult to distinguish between which Kalanchoe species is a perennial and which one is an annual. Hence, always remember to take a stem cutting and propagate it for the next year. Do not take chances with your Kalanchoe. For those who do not understand what an annual and a perennial is, let me explain it to you guys. An annual is something that grows only for 1 year, and a perennial which keeps coming and which grows for years together. So a plant that grows for 1 year is an annual. A plant that grows again and again and again is called a perennial. So the Kalanchoe is a succulent plant. As you can see, it has fleshy leaves, fleshy stems, and even a little thicker flowers if you look at it very carefully. So the flowering is one of the most important and one of the most distinct characteristics of this succulent, because this is one of those rare succulents that keeps flowering if given the right conditions. So the flowers of the Kalanchoe are generally formed in clusters, and they are a bee as well as butterfly magnet. They are definitely rich in nectar and come in myriad colors of pink, orange, white, red. Name the color, the Kalanchoe has it. Another important aspect of the Kalanchoe is that you can grow this indoors as well. Some people actually just bring it for Christmas probably, or during the winter times, grow this indoors and throw it away because they find it a little difficult for it to rebloom. But you can definitely rebloom this plant. I will tell you how in the later parts of this video. And another thing about this Kalanchoe is that you can grow this outdoors, but make sure that you give it the right conditions, which I will be talking about in the later parts of the video. A small trivia on this plant is that it was one of those rare plants that was sent to the space a long years ago. Now let us look at what are the conditions that the Kalanchoe really likes. Soil conditions: it loves a well-draining soil. A cactus mix with a lot of organic matter will do really well with this plant. So another thing that you must remember, that this is not like the other succulents. This is a flowering succulent. So if you want your Kalanchoe to flower, then make sure that you use worm castings, you use vermicompost along with the soil medium that you use. But make sure that you do not use a lot of clayey soil which holds a lot of water, otherwise the roots will die. Now let us look at the sunlight requirements of this plant. So if at all you are growing this indoors, then you need to give it at least 1 to 2 hours of sunlight. So the ideal location would be the southwest direction. So if you have a window which faces the southwest direction, then keep this plant there. But make sure that this is away from the glass, otherwise the plant will burn. Now let us also look at the outdoor sunlight conditions. So it definitely loves a lot of bright sunlight, but do not place this under direct sunlight, otherwise the leaves, the flowers will burn and the plant will die. So if at all you have a chajja roof, then you can place the Kalanchoe under the chajja as well. Now let us look at the watering requirements. Since this is a succulent, it requires very minimal watering. Please protect it from rain if you stay in a very rainy area. Otherwise, the plant, which already has a lot of water content in its leaves and stems, will rot if the water level increases. Now let us look at the propagation methods. This can be propagated with the help of stem cuttings as well as leaf cuttings. For now, I will not be showing you the propagation of this plant. Once the flower is done, I will be showing you the propagation of this plant. Now, let us look at why the Kalanchoe is a little difficult to rebloom. So, I had earlier introduced the concept of photoperiodism. So, photoperiodism is a phenomenon where the plant during the winter times needs ample amount of darkness for it to rebloom. So just like the poinsettia, if at all your Kalanchoe is indoors, then make sure that especially during the winter months, that is from November to December, what you need to do is to give it complete darkness for at least 14 hours. So if at all you have room lights and artificial lights, even then that would impact the reblooming of this plant. So what you need to do is get a carton box, put this plant under the carton box. If at all you have a very lit room, if you have a really dark room, then you can place that inside for at least 14 hours. If at all your Kalanchoe is growing outdoors, then make sure that you do not have any street light affecting the reblooming of this plant. So that is what is photoperiodism, and this also is a condition found in a lot of poinsettia plants, and this is not a very difficult plant. If at all you want more reblooming, then you can propagate it with stem cuttings or leaf cuttings. This is a simple plant, just give it the conditions that it relishes and it will do justice to your garden. Thank you for watching Urbanscape Bangalore, and if you like this video, then do not forget to subscribe, like and share. Until we meet again, goodbye.